Hi, this is Mark with your analysis for the week commencing 27th of June. I am a technical trader. I am looking for repeatable patterns within the shape of candles and all the EMAs to give me clues as to where price is going to go next. Technically at the moment, price is in no man's land. Price is struggling between going up and going down. And you see lots of the experts saying that at the moment they are neutral on pairs, and the reason is they, like me, don't know whether this is going up or down. Now, I pay attention to the news. I do not trade around the news, but there is major news this weekend because of the G8 and G20 meetings. There's all sorts of stories being dripped to the press, and from the final communique there may well be some kind of fallout. The US administration is more of a mind that they should try to spend the way out of the recession, whereas Europe has gone into the old style where they're just cutting back dramatically on costs and expenses, which is positive, but the negative side of this is people have no money to spend. So there is a schism appearing between the US and Europe on this, and therefore this weekend is likely to be more volatile than ever at market open, and we've had a lot of gaps of late. Personally, I'm going to sit out tomorrow. I'm just going to sit and wait and see what happens. And the reason for my problem is with not knowing what's going on. This is the pound dollar on a weekly chart, and you can see we've clearly had a 5-8 cross here. Price has broken back up through this major area of previous support and resistance, and has closed above 150, which is a huge psychological level. Now, I only want to trade with the trend, and therefore later in the week I am going to be looking for areas up here where clues that this is going to go back down again. This is the pound on the daily. Now, the significant hit I have fibbed here in a downward direction from low to high. Price on Thursday stopped exactly to the pip on the 61.8% fib. And fib is a major part of a technical trader's armory. Stop there to the pip, therefore we suspect it may be going back down again. Friday, price has burst through and closed above 150, as I said, which also happens to be the fib. Now for me, this is technically in a downtrend until it closes above 78.6 on a daily candle. So I'm going to wait and see what happens tomorrow. If you wish to trade counter trend, then you would be looking at the following. The following is, this was the 150 area, so 150, huge psychological level, price closed above there on Friday, and therefore you are thinking in terms of a pullback. A further area, and what I would be interested in if it gets back down here, is this 148.50. I look for multiple reasons why price is going to struggle in an area, and this is the 4-hour pound, and we have a 55 EMA which will be here tomorrow. We have the daily 55, we have this daily trend line in place, so we have multiple reasons why price is likely to struggle in this area. Personally, as I say, I don't trade counter trend, but if I am going to look at anything, then I would be interested at that point. This is the Euro USD on a monthly. Now the monthly candle has not closed yet, but if it closes like this, this is what is known as a pin bar reversal candle, meaning that price is now going to go back up again. Price has again failed to close below this monthly 200 EMA, which is very important, and I've shown you before how it took 3 months for price to clear this area of the monthly 55. So price may be about to go back up. This is the 4-hour. On the 4-hour, similar pattern to the pound I've just shown you, we have a trend line in place. We have that monthly 200 EMA down here. So a counter trend trader will be looking here in this area here for a possible move back up. If you are looking to short, then last week you will notice this 200 EMA was only broken on one occasion, but in general price respected and stayed below. Now for me to short from here down to there is not really enough in it. Not sure what's going on. I'm going to walk away. Dollar Swissy. I said earlier in the week that the logical area, the strongest area of support and resistance was here, 1.0900, and it closed just above it on Friday. One way to deal with this is, of course, the move beyond method. But again, the problem I have, if it does break below 1.0900, just below it, you've got this 200 EMA, and you've got the weekly 55 EMA. So again, I'm leaving. Dollar yen, I've changed the fibs on this one now. This for me now is in a downtrend. It broke the 78.6 and we're moving down. The problem is at the moment very near to this area here. From a perspective of a short, then a pullback up here to 90, which is a huge area on this pair, and the price always reacts in this area, then a short from 90 down I would be interested. This is the euro yen on a weekly chart, and I was telling you earlier about how we look for different clues. Well, this clue, this is a candle. This candle here opened above the close of the previous candle, and this candle has then closed below it. This is what's known as an engulfing candle, and an engulfing candle suggests that at the top of a move or the bottom of a move, the price is going to change direction. So if you were then going to look to trade with the trend, you would be looking for a pullback. And one area to consider here is an area of previous resistance, and it's also an EMA, say around 111. So if price came back here with a view to a short, I would be more attuned to that. This is the Aussie dollar yen, and the Aussie dollar yen has clearly struggled and failed to close above the 50% fib line. We now have an engulfing candle again. The EMAs are pointing down here on the weekly on the Aussie dollar, so there is a clue that this is going to continue to go back down. And again, if we go to the daily, where would we look? Well, the main area really is all the way back up here where we have EMAs, etc. Again, it's too tricky for me, guys. I'm just going to leave it for now. Euro pound, equally a very big, this is a weekly chart. Look at the huge engulfing candle that we had there. Price came down and closed below 82 on Friday, which it had pierced before but failed to break. Again, from a purely technical perspective, I would normally be interested in shorting this pair, but I'm going to wait until the G20 news comes out, as I said to you earlier. This is a pound yen. I've moved the lines again. We're still looking for a triangle breakout here. It bounced up and down all week last week. I'm still only interested in a short. We have got the 4-hour 255 just above current price. This is the daily. We've got daily up there and daily 50% fib. If it got all the way up to here again, notice how at this area 135, 136 rather, price has failed to close above it. And coming back up here, I would be interested in a short. Euro CAD, as I said at the beginning of last week, if it got up to 129, I would be interested to short. It then got up and went a bit further on the Friday. I think during the week I'd said even 128.50. Again, it stopped at the Bollinger Band. It's at the important area at the moment. Let's see if the 4-hour 200 has moved. No, it's still there. If you were considering a short, then a short perhaps at 128.50 would be something to consider. Very tricky at the moment. As I say, personally, I'm just going to wait and see what happens tomorrow. Let the dust settle after G20. There is very little news during the day tomorrow, so it is more than likely that this G20 meeting announcement and speeches and all the whispers to reporters is probably going to have more effect than anything else. So, watching and waiting. I will do a more detailed report for Monday for the rest of the week. Have a great week.